So I think I got a good handle on what a swear is,
Oh, but they can be such a bore if you don't have good ones.
but I still had to find out why people swear.
Well, this will reveal some talent.
Swearing has to be understood as what your brain is doing. And we've evolved to do this. We're the only animal that can do this.
We're primates, so any word we can do that go. Are you mad at me?
Of course, it makes
Okay.
no sense.
Go to Larry Charles, because that's a bright guy.
There's a cathartic element to swear words. People often curse when they're angry. You know, there's a kind of a visceral relationship to these words.
A lot of people will tell you, there are times in life where there's just no other word. I gotta say, because I can really get behind that word, It's like cream, I can't really get behind in the same way.
What swearing allows us to do is get those emotions out. Yes, we need to do this. I mean, that's a pillar of psychotherapy, is that when you hold things back, that's bad for you.
When your emotions control your actions, it affects not only yourself, but the people around you.
Swearing helps us relieve our emotions. Some even suggest it can alleviate pain. Do these words really have the power to govern our emotions?
You get the idea. Cause, effect.
I went to see Dr. Richard Stevens, whose research is the gold standard on the psychology of swearing.
This is galvanic skin response. This equipment here will assess your autonomic nervous system arousal. In other words, your emotional state at any one time. We're trying to understand how is it that swearing helps people to cope with pain.
So this is going to measure my emotional response to swearing.
Yeah, that's right. So you could grab hold of the silver tube there, please, in your right hand. Yeah, that's great. And we'll just hold it while the equipment gets a nice steady signal. Why don't we start with you giving us a neutral word?
Neutral word. How about the word chicken?
Okay, that sounds good.
Chicken.
I think we can agree the needle didn't move very much.
Chicken, 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 chicken. Corned beef sandwich. Tiny European computer.
Okay, so why don't we try some swear words? Use your imagination.
Sucker.
That's good. The needle's gone right off the scale and reset.
Sucker. Mother. You filthy mother. You rat bastard. You just pinned it. Rat bastard pinned it.
It did. It didn't like that, did it?
All right, Doc. Scientifically, what did this prove?
When you were saying the swear words, we could see the needle moving to the right, indicating your autonomic nervous system became more aroused. And that fits with our theory that the reason why swearing helps people to cope with pain is because by using swear words, they're generating an emotional response, increased heart rate, increased adrenaline. It's a physiological response to threat, and one which has a pain tolerance component.
Fair enough. Mother.
It doesn't take a genius to guess the literal definition for mother. It's most often used to describe a despicable person, thing, or situation. The word found traction among African American GIs in World War II. It became widespread after the military was integrated. It was so offensive that many euphemisms emerged to replace it, including mommy bopper, mother lover, and my favorite, granny jazzer. The most famous mother of all time? Oedipus.
I think people need to swear because I think it's a release. I think swearing it's like a valve. It's like I can go and let the steam out.
It's probably something that you could just say that releases tension from within, and I think swearing sort of does that.
A lot of swearing and obscenity comes out of warfare, but the reality of it is, these guys went in there knowing these words. It is when they're in combat, when they're in these horrible situations, that they become a crutch. They become part of the way of dealing with the day.
In wartime, perhaps the display of toughness becomes important as a psychological response to fear.
You have to speak quickly, efficiently, and you have to do it so everybody knows what you really mean. Very early on, going back to the Civil War, they were using acronyms. World War I, SOL. SOL was out of luck. And then in World War II, you go FUBAR, effed up beyond recognition, and then in Korea was Figmo, which was got my orders. Jaff Dip, which came out of the early days of the Iraq War, just another day in paradise. They're ways of expressing their frustration with a really bad day. I mean, a real bad day in Vietnam was nothing like a real bad day in a brokerage house.
Now let me ask you something. What kind of people curse, besides us and comics and writers that use it for a living?
The Irish.
The Irish, well,
The Italians.
The Italians, yes, we do.
Actually, German, where every other word sounds like a swear word.
Yeah.
You know?
How often do you swear?
I'm sorry?
How often do you swear?
How much time you have? I swear maybe, I'm going to say 4 times an hour. 4 times an hour, if I have clothes on. If I'm naked, I will usually go, can you believe this? I'm like a field mouse.
I decided to visit a place that is considered a mecca of swearing. Chicago's pride and joy of profanity, the Wiener Circle. Customers come for the juicy dogs.
Who the f is next?
And juicier language, both served up by Poochie,
What do you want, bitch?
the store's manager and resident swearing queen.
Hey, let's go. $14.50, baby. The only thing is you just listen to what the customers have to say, what they order. Burger,
Right.
you put it on.
Right.
Polish, you put it on.
Right? What is that?
This is the pussy juice. Nice hot cheddar from Wisconsin. So, this is what makes them come back.
Really?
That in my mouth before.
That, of course.
Next bitch in line. Let's go. Stop drinking. What do you need? Do you want fries or a drink, pussy lips? Yes or no?
Pooch, you are the Babe Ruth of swearing. I don't know how you do it. How do you know what to say to somebody when they come in?
I just get the vibe off them mostly. Bruce Willis, where the f you been, honey?
This guy wants your attention.
Oh, that's Billy Ocean. When you coming out with a new hit, ain't you about 75 now, motherfucker? Get your old ass out of here. You look like Whoopi Goldberg with a beard, motherfucker. Now.
If Poochie was one of today's foulest trash talkers, it made me wonder who in history had taken swearing to the next level.
Tell me, who started it? I can't. Why?
Every society has provocateurs in the public space that are trying to push the mores and values of everyday people.
In the 14th century, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales were so dirty, even Poochie would have blushed.
Chaucer can tell us a story in which somebody lets flee a fart. So we know that fart was used back then. How often or not, I don't know. But that moment in the Miller's Tale tells me quite a bit about the comfort level with the bodily that defines his age.
I had to read The Miller's Tale in high school, but there's the word cunt in there. It's spelled like Q-U-E-N-T-E, something like that.
Then there was Shakespeare. He wrote characters who didn't just curse, they created curses.
We have a fairly limited vocabulary nowadays in swearing. Maybe a half dozen words are used in all their various forms. The Elizabethan language was a younger language, and there would be compound words. There would be all kinds of ways of attacking people through language. Knave, beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch, which I will beat into clamorous whining if thou'st denied the least syllable of the addition. Now that's cursing.
4 centuries later, swearing found a new stage. When comics like Lenny Bruce swore in their acts, it wasn't just for laughs.
But you might be interested in how I became offensive. Like, started in school with drinking, and I was like a real depressed kid, you know, and 7 or 8 years old, and I'd really get juiced and get out of my...
As the 50s and 60s and 70s were developing, comedians started to use swearing as a major part of their bag of tricks.
Lenny Bruce's theory was, I will use the word and you will see that we control the amount of power we give to it.
But it wasn't about cursing and language. It was about ideas.
George Carlin and Richard Pryor, they were influenced by Lenny Bruce, but those two guys particularly sort of converged at the same time, fed off each other, and really took it to the next level.
You ever notice how nice white people get when there's a bunch of around? Right, they get
outside, they talk to everybody, right? They say, hi, how you doing? I don't know you, but here's my wife. Hello.
I think comedians like using curse words because there's something shocking and fun about being in a nightclub in a public place and hearing people use those words.
Yeah, you egg right, buddy.
I think that those words are just arbitrary fillers for emotional moments that you have.
Y'all some funny mother when you cuss.
I believe that curse words do have power. For example, if somebody cuts you off in traffic and you roll down your window and go, pudding, it's not gonna do anything.
Take the word when it's used as an adjective, it seems to have less power than when it's used as a verb, you know? The Buick is not the same as, I want to your sister, you know? In the back of my Buick, that's just where.
The story I hear is, President Lincoln was attending a play, and I think he didn't enjoy it very much, and he was like, oh, this isn't gonna run, and someone shot him.
I pledge myself against profanity and obscene speech.
How was your date?
He wanted to take me to bed and curse my brains out.